Friday to
What's
all.
going?
If
Yes,
they
indeed.
might they may not listen to this on Friday, but happy Friday regardless.
Yeah, yeah. At the time of recording, it's Friday.
Indeed,
Um,
man.
it's another week. We are back again. The best of both worlds of wrestling podcast. I am Chris, of course.
Uncle Lil.
Mm. And in midweek, not a lot of live wrestling to watch this week. Life be lifing, but we gonna do what we do anyway. We'll jump right into it with the hot tag. Last week we were talking about Sting's retirement, and I brought up whether Tony Khan would allow Ric Flair to be a part of it due to that Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, this past
Strange.
Wednesday on Dynamite, Tony Khan was going to present a gift to Sting in commemoration of his last run. And it's supposed to be historic, according to Tony Schiavone. And that surprise was the man, the myth, the legend, the Nature Boy, Richard Flaher, aka Ric Flair.
Right, yo.
I will say, I was shocked, not shocked, because I had it in the back of my mind from last week, but I was surprised that they went through with it, especially given how frail Rick looks now, and given the controversy that surrounded him, that even WWE had distanced themselves from him with like the last year or so. Um, but it's kind of hard to have Sting do his last legit run without Ric Flair there. So I can see that side of it too.
If Rick is available, that make I hear you. I'm very keen to like the production tricks. So when you mention like Flair's, sorry, Flair's frailness, um, well, if I thought of him as being so frail, these days, but I will say when he was trying to get into the ring, they didn't show it. They like panned to the crowd until he was in the ring.
Yeah,
As soon as he was
yeah,
about to get to the steps, oh, it's the crowd. I'm like, nah, son, you supposed to do the whole come open the like do the gimmick, come open the ropes,
yeah.
and
I
they was
think
like, no,
Sting. I think Sting attempted to hold open the ropes before the camera angle changed.
yeah, I saw
That
him
could be a
going over
production
there,
issue too.
and they just went to the crowd. I'm like, okay, so there might be something to that. Um,
Yeah,
there's always jokes about Flair would touch on it too about he might, he could do one more match, and then I don't know,
they
it's
have they happily did not allude to it being a one more match situation. I think it's going to be according to the Observer, it's supposed to be like basically a valet manager thing. So he's just going to be ringside for anything Sting's involved in up until and including Revolution in March. So they I will say the Ric Flair drip was on point. Your
the
man was
suit, the
styling
suit,
and profiling.
the suit was cool. He had some couple chains
The
on.
meat,
The
listen,
weed business
Migos
is
got
doing
him
him
on
well,
his
man.
gold chain shit. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, it should be now I wonder if they do, since Flair's around now, if they might low key try to pull the trigger on the Andrade thing, or that might run the risk of having him around too long. I think it's gonna be just up until March and then that's it. But
I think I'll say this just in a outside chance. I think they're gonna do whatever it is that's making them money and making them profit.
yeah.
If somehow Rick makes himself valuable during this run to them,
Hmm.
they might try to see what's up.
Yeah.
That's how I've noticed how the wrestling business tends to go. You know,
Yeah. The wrestling and the NFL are like similar in those ways. Like, yo, if you're valuable at for
I
something,
just I just wrote about this. I mean, I think the NBA is on that type of wave on a lesser degree as well.
oh
I
yeah,
wrote about
yeah,
like their domestic violence issues recently. Charles Barkley asked Adam Silver about hey, what you doing about this, and Adam Silver really he couldn't tell you definitively what they're doing about it.
He gave a
Um,
non-answer.
partially because the players are who drive revenue
Hmm.
for the league with the product that they produce, they play.
Yeah.
And I think also because he's also a representative, he's appointed by the owners. And I think the owners probably be bugging out, slapping women, going crazy. And if you have to reprimand a player harshly for the same type of conduct, that means you realistically you should reprimand the
Yeah.
owners, strongly for
Yeah.
the same type of conduct. And I think that's the conflict that they have that they're not speaking on explicitly. But I'm glad Charles
Hmm.
Barkley asked the question. That's totally off
Yeah.
base a little bit, but to your point,
Yeah.
it all plays the same way. They moved away from him when he did the dark side when the dark side story came out.
Hmm.
Regardless of his truth or lack thereof, it was bad optics. It was bad business to touch him for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Right now, given the sentiment of the moment, it seems to
Yeah.
be good business to touch him. That's
And I
it.
feel like there's been enough time removed between the broadcasting of that episode and now where like unless you are in the know, you probably have never even seen Dark Side of the Ring as a fan,
Probably.
honestly. Only like wrestling fans who want that kind of content are really engaging in it. But the average wrestling fan, no, they probably don't got time for that. So good little nostalgia pop. Ric Flair making his AEW debut, and you can't well, I wondered how the segment was gonna go, and then Christian's music hit, and I was just like, "Here we go! Yes,
Something
yes, yes! Time
something
for some
about Ric
top
Flair
tier
and
healing."
AEW seemed like it was supposed to happen anyways. Like he can't stay away from the business. He
Oh
he
no,
just you
no,
know what I mean?
mm-mm.
So something about it
Your
feels
man was
very right. And something feels very
your
right with
man
him in
had
the ring
a
with Tony Schiavone. And you know what I mean?
oh,
Like
and say yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah
those
on
cool little
TBS,
nuggets.
yeah,
I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at that. The
nah, and it's
Christian
like
coming out was chef's kiss.
perfect, perfect. I know there's no God because if there was, Ric Flair would have died 20 years ago.
Bruh. He said he got a
Cut to
black
shock
liver.
fans' reactions. Yo,
He said he got a black liver, son. And Rick wanted. I know Rick was
listen.
loving it, man. I know Rick wanted to
Oh
laugh.
yeah,
Oh my
hell yeah, Rick was
god,
loving it. You could tell. You could tell by the look on his face.
Christian
That's a
is
dude who
out of control, man.
at the
Christian
top
is
of his
out of
game.
control.
At the top of his game, man.
That is
Sinister.
jokes,
And I'm
man.
like, but yeah, it's inevitable for
And
Ric Flair to appear in a mainstream wrestling promotion.
I wanted to talk about Christian's promo. That was my slam of the week, but I forgot to mention I
Hmm.
caught Sting's promo backstage with Edge, and I thought that shit was great.
Hell yeah. Like, yo,
And when
you
he
see
finished,
you
the crowd was like, the crowd was like, it was like he sounded like he was
hell yeah. Open your
scolding his
eyes,
son.
man.
You better open your eye. You better get
Because
your head in
it's
the
true.
game. I was like, oh
Listen,
shit.
who's been betrayed more in wrestling than Sting? By either
It's
Ric Flair,
it's
Lex
true.
Luger, um, any member of the well, not it's not a betrayal with NWO, they were his adversaries, but Sting knows a thing or two about betrayal and not trusting the people you thought you were meant to trust. And listen, man, Adam, open your eyes.
That was
Open your
such a
eyes.
cool. I saw that. I was like laying. I
Take
was like,
off the
oh,
blinders, man. Take off the blinders. And
that
it's
dude
true.
had a lot of fire in that promo, man.
Yeah, they
I got
got
to
to,
give
man.
it up to
That's
Sting.
yeah.
Oh
So I'm
man,
assuming, well, assuming it's pretty much a given that full gear match is going to be Edge, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Sting, Darby, and Adam Copeland. So that'll put butts in the seats. Mm,
there is so you think that there's how do you feel about that? That means that just still gonna get his hands on Christian, no?
yeah, but I mean, you can play it to a point where Edge is reluctant to attack. So like he won't accept the tag when Christian's in the ring. He'll only go when Luchasaurus or Nick Wayne is in there. And then it has to come to a head where they have to
They're gonna
face each
lose.
other. Yeah, and then have Christian lose the title, however you're gonna have it, and then for I guess Revolution is the next one after Full Gear. Have that singles match ready to go.
So you think they're gonna have a singles match sooner than later? You don't think this is the long game that people want
No,
to
no,
have?
no. Revolution. No, I think at Revolution. And Revolution's in March. I made a mistake thinking Revolution was in January, but it's not. It's
Okay,
in March. Yeah, yeah.
okay, we're in
So they
October,
have the time to
November, December,
yeah, they have the
January.
time to build off that.
And what is their what's the flagship AEW show? What's their WrestleMania? All in,
It would
all out.
either yeah, it would either be all out or double or nothing. One of those two. I'd have
I
to
think it's
see
all
what
out. I think it's all
yeah,
out.
I'm assuming all out as well too.
You know
Um
what? Which came first, Double or Nothing or All Out? I think Double or Nothing came first.
I feel like double or nothing came first and then because they had the original all in
Yes, and so there was like Double or Nothing was their first official
was
AEW pay per view.
yeah. So
So I
I
think
would
that's
have
the one.
yeah, it's tricky because like even with Impact, you would think Slammiversary, the anniversary of their first pay-per-view would be their big show, but it's not. Bound for Glory is their big show.
Bound for Glory is their joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
it's
know what
tricky how
AEW Big Show. They got to start branding that shit properly
yeah. I
as
think that's gonna come
their show. Like
with the
they're
rumored pay-per-view expansion.
they got to do that. I remember I was listening to someone's podcast recently. They talking about just stuff I be bitching about all the time, man.
Mhm.
Branding, too many titles on your TV. I don't want to see Ring of Honor on AEW. All them little things, man. Because you got to
Yeah.
make sure that we can point to things. Because I'm like, not the Edge versus Christian would be great at whatever show, but I think it
Mhm.
fits on whatever your you know flagship show is.
Yeah.
But if they're still trying to establish like a big four like they have in the WWE, if they're trying to establish like tentpole shows, then maybe Revolution is one of them.
Yeah. I think.
Mhm.
I wish like speaking of the big four, I wish there was that period of time where WWE really de-emphasized the importance of the big four. Like Survivor Series at one point became a joke of a pay-per-view, and this there's not even a King of the Ring anymore.
Well, the story started to lack. Stars started to leave. Like, there was just a
Yeah.
lull for a long
Well,
time.
King of the Ring wasn't a big four. No, no, no. It's Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series,
Hmm.
and Survivor Series was the only one that had taken a step back. So I'm glad to see. It feels like they're gonna reestablish that again. I feel like they might make War Games a part of Survivor Series if they
It
don't keep
may.
it an NXT exclusive match. But yeah, brand the pay-per-views, specialized set designs like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Come
Like
on
that's what
with
we
it.
need. I mean, that's what I want. I don't know if we need it, but that's what I want.
Give me what I want.
Yeah,
You know,
I,
I think also for Survivor Series, now that we got Nick Aldis running SmackDown, we got the GM thing going on. I think that
mhm.
you'll get a good traditional 5-on-5
Yeah,
Survivor
yeah,
Series match outside of War Games. I think you'll still get a nice, you know, situation out of that.
yeah. And Survivor Series used to build future stars.
Hmm.
Like the whole story of, oh, this is the guy who's the sole survivor. Oh, he was the last person on his team. The other team had four wrestlers still, and he went through all of them. Like they still, like that's something that'll never get old in wrestling. Like you could go back to that over and over again, like with little tweaks, of course, so they're not like identical to each other. But I feel like
I
that was the biggest thing about Survivor Series.
feel like in the earlier Survivor Series, I could be wrong, but I feel like they used to team up all the survivors of the previous matches and like
I
make
can't
them fight
remember.
each other at the end or something. I feel like that's something they used to do in like the early ones. I can't remember.
Maybe I got to
I gotta
I
look
got to
that
look
up.
into that.
I think King of the Ring failed mainly because it was a tournament style show every year, and
Yeah.
eventually, if you're not gonna really give the winner a main event push, it's gonna fall
Hmm.
flat. Like it
Because
can
that's
help
what
a
it
little
used to
bit,
be.
but it's gonna fall flat. And so what happened with that show was like they just started throwing other matches on it. and utilizing the weekly shows to do the quarterfinals and semifinals, so on and so forth.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Instead of
then we have
having the
people
whole,
like Edge won it and made something of it. And basically, Christian at the time did the same exact thing he's doing right now with the TNT title. Like,
mhm.
took the trophy for himself, washed it, shined it, and he was more excited
Yeah,
about it than Edge was. You know,
yeah,
um, Kurt Angle did something with it. I don't know if it got him a title shot, but he took it to the main event. Brock Lesnar did something with it. People forget Brock Lesnar's the king of the ring.
yeah.
You know,
Um,
you
King
know,
Booker.
but it King Booker, but everybody didn't do something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. Like
it
what
was just
because the way they treat it now, like I think Xavier Woods was the last one to win it,
then he got
if
hurt.
I'm
He
not
was trying. He was
mistaken.
trying.
Yeah, but like it's just like even with having a thing where just a winner's wearing a crown, like it feels lesser than just what it used to be. Like because when you think of King of the Ring, you think of Stone Cold cutting a 316 promo for the first time. Um, I remember like I feel like the Attitude Era was probably the last time it was taken seriously. Like the ruthless aggression era in the beginning, it still was, but
It fell
like
off.
that
I
was
mean,
the real last of it.
shout out Bad News Barrett. I enjoyed his
Yeah.
King of the Ring gimmick, and shout out
Oh
William
yeah.
Regal. I thought he was one of the
Yes.
better later ones. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
he looked like a
Actually,
menace.
it's
You
funny.
know,
One thing, um, I wanted to mention it last week. Nick Aldis now being a part of WWE is like low key funny to me because like WWE didn't even offer him a tryout while he was active in the ring. But once he's retired and stopped wrestling, all of a sudden he's getting a phone call.
is he retired?
I mean, I don't think they're going to use him as an in-ring talent in WWE. Like he still has gas in the tank. Don't get me wrong, but I
I
don't know
never
if
heard he
that's how they.
retired.
I didn't hear that either. I'm just assuming because he's in that GM role, he's going to be
Nah,
just like
man.
another Adam Pierce.
Nah, man. I think this is buying him time to heal.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it. I think he's healing because he's been traveling and touring, and I don't know much about him. I didn't watch him since the beginning. You know me, man. If you ain't on if
Yeah,
you ain't on national television, I don't know who you are. But
yeah,
I know he had some TNA time, and I watched him a lot
yeah,
during the pandemic with NWA. Um,
yeah, yeah,
so I'm familiar with him. I like him, and I'm like, nah, you gotta, no, 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 you gotta have your match in WWE, just like Sting had to have it. Everybody gotta have it. That's
yeah.
how it goes.
And
Everybody gotta have
I think the biggest surprise was because he's married to Mickey James
it. Uh-huh.
that he hasn't gotten a look earlier on from WWE
It is
because of that
crazy. I mean,
tie.
he's basically another Drew McIntyre, maybe a little less athletic, but he's a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
he's hockey and he looks like a
Like he was
professional.
like he I remember his initial the bulk of his TNA run, his initial TNA run when he was with Doug Williams and Rob Terry with the UK invasion and I think he eventually was a world champion in TNA, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was like he didn't like set the world on fire. But I'm glad he's got this opportunity now. He's been in the business. He started late in the business, like
Mm-hmm.
compared to other people, but yeah, man, maybe this is a conduit to get Nikki back. I mean, Nikki back for one last run because it's looking like she just lost to Trinity at Bound for Glory so she didn't win the title. And
So
then,
it's like, oh, you can't cut it no more.
yeah, I don't know if she's done with Impact or not, but we'll see. But shout out to Nick Aldis, aka Brutus
Definitely.
Magnus.
That man is going to wrestle again, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
man's wrestling again. And I think CM Punk's still coming back at some point. Like, I hold on.
yeah.
I hold on to all
Ooh,
those.
I got a theory for you. I'm gonna touch on a theory on the CM Punk theory I read later on, but we're
Okay.
gonna get to that. But
Okay.
speaking of, we can transition. Speaking of Impact and Mickey and everything, Bound for Glory was this past Saturday. I watched it. I had it on the iPad while watching Collision. Really, really good show. Like, as far as the in-ring wrestling goes, Impact is like top to bottom on their card, still putting on some of the best shows, and a majority of their matches have a story tied to it. So I know you would like that. But
Okay, I'm with that.
they announced at the end of the pay-per-view that that Impact Wrestling will officially be re-rebranding itself back to Total Nonstop Action as of January.
Yeah,
So
man. They let their egos
it,
change the name years ago, man, because of Dixie Carter, man. Leave it
yeah,
alone.
yeah, they had to get
Leave
this
it
thing
alone.
off. They had to get this thing off. Because admittedly, at that point, TNA was like poison.
No, it
It was
was what
poison.
they call in the wrestling business the drizzling shits.
Yeah, yeah. But they've been doing their thing now. They got a nice little roster. They got a I think they've built a niche again, like they did in their initial run. The pay per view itself was really good. Trinity, her beating Mickey. Why do I keep saying Nikki? Her beating Mickey, I think cements her as like that was like the last big win she needed in Impact to cement her as their women's champion. Like she beat all the current young up and coming, not up and coming, but young dominant former champions already. But beating Mickey, who's like not their final boss of the division. I'd say that's Jordan Grace because of her like size and stature, but she is basically the elder stateswoman of that division. And her putting Trinity over, I thought was amazing because they're friends. And
Mhm.
I think they played their friendship up in the match. But yeah, man, shout out to Trinity. I just wanted to use that as a moment to shout out to Trinity.
She
And
doing her thing, man.
yeah,
Keeping it steady.
yeah.
She been
Do
real
you
steady
think
with it.
they should bring back the six-sided ring?
Could live without it.
Yeah,
I could live without it.
yeah, because I think it's unique, but I think the wrestlers honestly like to put more strain on their body because I heard the cables were tighter, so hitting the ropes took a lot more toll on your body. The way
It's
you
too.
do
It's just.
setup
It's too
promos is a little too
gimmicky
much.
for me.
Yeah,
I like that it looks different, but it's also very like
it's
I'm
so
just a purist
synonymous
when it
with
comes to
TNA though.
wrestling, man. Give me
Yeah,
the squared circle, man.
yeah. Yeah.
You
But
know.
it's so synonymous with TNA, like the six-sided ring, the entrances at the opposite ends of the arena.
Remember
It
that.
might be a little too nostalgia baiting, but we'll see. Maybe for like a one or for like a pay-per-view, they'll do it.
Yeah, maybe if they turned that in, maybe if they created a match where that was the gimmick, was
Yeah.
partially the ring.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
think maybe for Ultimate X, or if they want to
Right.
do when they used to do the six sides of steel cage. That was
Yes.
unique in a sense. But yeah, and then
And
that I think yeah.
I could get with that. Yeah, but for every week, no, I'm all right.
Yeah,
The
keep it
one
to the
thing I
four.
was hype about when Bischoff and Hogan went there, they was like, "Yeah, we're getting rid of that ring." I was like, "Good, good." It was a regular ring guy.
Just
That's all I want from
yeah.
y'all. Son. Give me a
It
regular
is
ring.
everything else they brought was just oh that Bischoff and Hogan era, man. Eesh. Eesh. Eesh.
That's hilarious.
Well, that's all water under the bridge now. But TNA will be back. Total nonstop action. Um, next we got going is Bash in Berlin. I thought that no, that happened. I don't know why I thought that just happened. They were just in Italy, weren't they?
I think so. They be all
Yeah, I think
over.
because I feel like I
It
saw
could be a
Seth tweet
Wednesday and
like
they'd be like,
the
"Yo, we're in the
call.
UK." I'm like, "What? Really?"
Yeah, yeah, it should be mad random sometimes.
This is
But I don't.
news dropped about this week that they are going to be put on their first premium live event in Berlin next year. Um
Mhm.
and I just found it to be interesting. There's also rumors that they'll have an event in Paris next year as well. Um I think the company's just making
Paris is
money
interesting.
hand over foot.
Yeah,
And now they're really
Paris is interesting.
broadcasting from these locales. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I can understand Berlin. I know Germany has like a deep wrestling like fandom.
I want to see my man
Paris,
Gunther
I'm
over
not
there.
sure. Paris, I'm not. I'm like I don't know. Maybe it's because I have the stereotype of Paris in my head, but I don't think they will be like in the trenches watching wrestling like that.
Everybody sipping wine in the
Yeah.
capacity crowd.
But it'll be interesting to see what venues they use
Yeah,
because I feel like in Europe it's either concert venues or soccer stadiums that they have. So it's not like they don't have I mean, I guess there's some basketball arenas for the Euro Basketball League cities and shit like that, but you're not running those cities.
yeah.
Like
I
you're not
feel
gonna do
like
that. So
if you're gonna go over there, man, I guess we'll have a better idea what it's gonna be like based on how they market it. And they market
yeah,
it like a
yeah,
big deal, then we know it's probably in the stadium. Um, so I guess we'll see. I love how some of these events are rivaling even WrestleMania type events in terms of
yeah,
the spectacle of it all. Clash at the Castle was crazy to me. I love that. I love that whole arena. That place looked huge.
yeah,
It might have. I
yeah,
guess it
yeah.
was seemingly smaller than Wembley, but I couldn't tell. And that shit had a roof on it. Oh my god, massive,
Nah, that shit was that was a good look.
massive.
We'll see. I don't know. I was thinking jokingly, I was like, if AEW ran Berlin, Germany, the first thing they would do is call up Alex Wright and try to get him to have a dance off with Daniel Garcia on TV. I was like, that's such. I don't know why that came to my mind because I'm
AEW would
thinking
certainly do that.
Berlin. I don't know any other. I can't remember any other wrestlers from Germany, honestly, outside of him. Um,
AEW would definitely do that.
I feel
That's what
like I
I
don't
think.
think any member of Imperium's from Germany. I think they're like Austrian or something, right?
Yeah,
And like the
yeah.
UK. But yeah, shout out to Berlin. Maybe WWE gets Das Wonderkind to make an appearance and dance with Michael not Tozawa, Akira Tozawa. Let's
Shout out to
see.
growth, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We mentioned earlier about Becky Lynch losing her title in
Hmm.
in NXT this past week, and we discussed last week also where we think Jade might go, and
Hmm.
judging who was the champion at the time, sort of guiding maybe the fact maybe that might have led Jade to NXT to face off with Becky,
Yeah.
but I think Becky's done with NXT now. That's what I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
with
think
this
she's going
result,
back.
what do you think Jade is gonna be on on NXT, or is it more so she's kind of been slowly been put in front of a crowd on each. Now the first time she was in an arena actually was in
Yeah.
NXT, right? When she was actually in front of the crowd, right? So do
Yeah.
you
I think
think she goes to NXT, or
the
we
Fast
still
Lane thing
letting
was
it
a
cook?
backstage. I mean, it's interesting because like this I'm not gonna know her name. Valkyria, the woman who won the title from Becky.
Hmm.
I don't think she's been that established in NXT as like a top of the card person. I think it was just mostly to have two Irish women face off for the first time for a championship. But with her not having that high of a status, like in the fandom, you could have Jade. I won't be surprised if somewhere Jade comes in and wins the title on her first match, the NXT title, has a short little dominant reign, and then comes up to the main roster.
Hmm.
Um, with Becky having the title, I couldn't see that happening. Like you would have to have a feud. Like it could have become in squash. Boom, I'm the champ. I'm holding it down. But I don't know now. I don't know. I don't know where the women's division in NXT is heading anyway. But
Should Tiffany Stratton still
I
be there?
feel like no, she's
Okay,
main roster already. I think she's main roster because I'm like it's it's more so of like what does she have left to do in NXT
that's how I
that'll
feel.
be compelling, you know?
I saw I saw a skit they did a segment this week for one of the Halloween episodes,
Hmm.
and she was with another shorty came up to her dressed like her, was imitating her. And it was really entertaining. And I think they might have had a match later that night, or they're gonna have a match.
Yeah,
But that's like I don't that don't have a lot of meat on the bones. That's just a grudge match, which was fine.
yeah, a
Um,
little filler feud.
but I looked at it, I was like, well, look, you done had this great couple matches with Becky Lynch. You was an established champion. I don't know. Maybe they gotta find something for her to do a main roster. But I'm like, yo, get her on SmackDown or something, or
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but
yeah. Like I don't think that should be the first feud. Her, I mean, I initially thought her and Jade would be a good first feud, but now I feel like she'll hold it off.
maybe her and Chelsea Green could do something.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, maybe they
yeah,
could figure that out. Maybe they could like
yeah. Chelsea
turn
Green
on
can put her over
Dewdrop.
with no problem. Is she back to Dewdrop now?
No, she's Piper Niven. I'm sorry.
She's Piper
These
Niven.
names,
Okay, yeah,
they,
yeah.
they fucked me up with that.
So
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, that was one
I
of the
couldn't.
oddest name changes. I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
what
know.
does
I mean,
that even
that's like
mean?
a Vince thing. And then
Yeah,
they gave her some doofy music and like,
yeah,
what
that's
is like,
definitely a Vince
you know
thing.
how I feel, man. What is a dewdrop? Like, it's like tell me the story of this person.
Yeah,
You know, these Piper Niven's a name she went under before she got to the company, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
And
like
that was the
people
name
kind
she
of
went under initially. Like she initially had that name when she debuted.
yeah,
I don't. I
man.
think they changed her to Dewdrop once they had her paired with Shorty who's a superhero.
Yep, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
She was in
again,
Insanity.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But, well, shout out to them
And they're not
anyway,
coming to me.
regardless.
That was a bad gimmick too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want. I
She
liked
might
her
as
as
well
the
have more
crazy
polka
lady.
dots.
I liked
Yeah,
her as a crazy lady, man. Not the Sandy lady was fine.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
The superhero thing was like over for a cup of coffee. And I think they just said, "Oh well, let's give her the title." Like that title when she got, I was like, "Whoa,
You
that
got
was
it. Yeah.
strange to put the belt on her like that." But all right, whatever.
I think people fucked with it, but you can't unless you're gonna have really amazing matches.
Yeah,
It's not gonna really stick. Like I feel like this is gonna sound a little funny. The Hurricane gimmick got over because he had fun matches. Like
yeah.
Shane Helms
And
could just
he,
have good matches,
yeah, exactly.
and he
And it's
understood like the how he moved. He can make himself look like he was gliding and flying and all that. Like it was fun, you know.
he
So
got
unless
that
you're really
over,
doing
man.
that, forget it.
Yeah.
Like people
Shout out
really
to
like that
Hurricane.
dude,
Shout out to Hurricane,
you
former
know.
member of Three Count.
You know,
Um,
ain't that wasn't 3 count sort of like the precursor to like what Daniel Garcia is doing?
well,
Three
Three
count was
Count
kind of like a
was
boy band type of thing, right?
yeah, it's supposed to be like WCW.
Yeah,
Oh, we're in the pop culture, NSYNC,
yeah.
Backstreet Boys, yeah.
That
And
has to be the influence of Daniel Garcia, man. That's
it's funny,
hilarious.
and the funny thing is, so Three Count was Shane Helms,
Shannon
um
Moore,
Shannon Moore, and Evan Courageous. Evan
yes.
Courageous has not been seen in wrestling since like the end of WCW, which is
That,
crazy because he was the leader, he was the pretty boy, athletic, most talented member, but he just disappeared.
I look back at that period of that last period of WCW. There was a lot of people there
Mhm.
that then I realized they all went to WWE. Like Jamie Noble was in WCW. AJ Styles was there at that last point.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I'm like, bruh, Evan Courageous is 49 years old. He's 5'7". Okay.
Oh, damn, he's only five. Damn.
Let's see. Professional wrestling career. Let's see what we got here. Anything? Okay. In 2009, 2010, he worked for the New York-based Fight the World wrestling promotion. Courageous was the number one contender for the FTW heavyweight title. Had a match with the champion Balls Mahoney.
Oh, that's
So
it.
okay.
That's fucking. That's when back in the You remember back when like one night stand and shit was happening? Everyone was trying to do like their own ECW tribute show or tribute
Yeah.
promotion. Like that's definitely one of those things.
What are you hardcore homecoming?
Listen, I watched that. I think I might have had that on DVD. I don't know if I still have it.
Hardcore Homecoming, and then they used to do one for TNA had one also.
Yeah, TNA had one too. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I forgot the name of that one.
They did. I think it was just a one-off.
I thought they did two of them, but the second one they were
uh,
stretching it. The second one was not
yeah,
good.
yeah.
The first
Like
one
they
they
were
did was
doing.
kind of cool. I remember it was like against the first one night stand. Not against it. It was later in the year, but they did their own
Yeah,
version of it,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think it was all right. From what I remember.
The Hardcore Homecoming, I think, was the night before a one night stand or the weekend before a one night
Yeah,
stand.
cause I
Yeah,
know my man Shane Douglas was a part of that,
yeah.
and some people
Oh
work
yeah,
both of them. I think.
yeah. Sabu worked both, I believe. Um,
Yeah,
Sandman worked both. And maybe Tommy Dreamer. No, I don't think so because Tommy Dreamer might have actually had a legit contract
yeah, he was with the WWF
with WWE
at
at
that
that
time.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we go from that.
When
We jump into the Now go
Wait
ahead.
1 second. When WCW folded in March 2001 and was purchased by the World Wrestling Federation, Evans' contract was among the 24 immediately purchased by the WWF as well. He was sent to the WWF's farm territory, Heartland Wrestling Association. He made his debut for WWF during the invasion as a member of the Alliance. Got Miss me.
Yo, I
After a
have
severe
no
concussion
recollection.
in the ring, he was rarely seen and was released in December 2001 after around 8 or 9 months without being used as a wrestler. So he probably made like a one or two appearances on screen, and
Yeah,
he was gone by December of the invasion. The invasion was like that summer, right? So we talking about
yeah.
June ish. So he was around
hmm
for 5 6 months. Okay,
Damn, I
okay.
have no recollection of seeing him on WWE TV at all. But
Say less.
shit,
Okay.
we guess we jump into the slam of the week.
Yeah, we kind of
So
mentioned mine. I didn't catch
yeah,
any matches this week, being out running around outside. But I had to give props to Christian in that promo and not just not
hmm
giving a shit and just going
yeah,
for it.
yeah,
Uh, he gets his character so well, and he's such a slimy character, such a vengeful character.
yeah. And
um,
it's weird because like it's stereotypically it's like the most generic of heel tropes that he's using, but he is doing it in such a way where it doesn't feel stale. It feels fresh.
there's a
Like, yeah, he's
fearlessness to it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're
Like I'm
not
gonna go this hard. I'm gonna
yes,
push
and
the
it's like
envelope.
because the businesses and all businesses that we're in currently, everything has gotten so corporate and so
hmm
PC and so everybody just don't you don't want to go there, you don't want to go there, and he's like, well, we
Yeah,
go there. We're gonna do
yeah.
all this stuff,
And he's doing it
you know.
without looking like a try hard. Because some people try to go there, but you're like, all right, bro, you're just trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy.
No,
Like, all right, relax.
I think it helps that we're not seeing him as a heel for the first time,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
the times that we have seen him heel, he's been not to this level, but
hmm
we've seen him be dark and you know just do horrible things. Man, we seen him
Yeah.
go kiss up Trish Stratus in front of his best friend's face at
He
WrestleMania.
works
He
best as
does
a heel. He
he
works
does
best
stuff.
as a heel.
He
Yeah,
does stuff. You know what I mean? And so I think that's that identity, him having that for so long, he understands how to lean into it. And those of us that have been watching long enough, we accept it.
yeah,
We know that he has that potential to be this way.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why it works. And of
I
course,
think with him,
AEW
I
got
think
all the people that watch all the time and
yeah,
know the
yeah,
history, and that
yeah,
helps. You
yeah.
know what I
I
mean?
think I always say his run in TNA was so important to like the development of his career because that run with the Christian Coalition was like, all right, you're seeing Christian the first time in this position,
Mm-hmm.
and you're buying it like you buying him as a main eventer as a champion. I don't think he had never taken a serious heel, not serious, but like his heel persona before then in W was so much more. It's either goofy with Des and Christian or like silent and brooding with the Brood. This was the first time he really got to flex like his promo muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You got the legendary Tomko "Give Me a Beat" no situation, and I think that also helped AJ Styles find his personality because that was AJ
Yes.
Styles' biggest flaw in TNA. Like he was amazing. He checked every box super athletic, can get technical, like exciting in the ring, everything. But when he picked up a microphone, it was just like, bro, you're just a white
It
guy
was
from
rough.
Georgia.
He's
It
not.
was
He's
rough.
night. He's night and day now with AJ
Yeah.
Styles. Because I remember even when he had Fortune and that whole thing with Ric Flair and them, I
Mhm.
thought he was a little tough to listen to then. You know,
Yeah.
he's come a
Yeah.
long way. He's come a
Yeah.
long way.
Definitely. Definitely.
He's come
But
a long way.
my slam of the week is so they're from Saturday. I had two matches to pick from this past Saturday. So Andrade versus Brian Danielson from Collision, which is funny because I said I was asking where Andrade was, and there they go that later that day announcing a match for Collision for him. So I'm like the what's his name again? The dude who be predicting shit. I'm Negro Damas. I'm Negro Damas of
Nigga
wrestling. Um,
down.
but on the Bound for Glory pay per view, there was a match between Will Ospreay and this guy Speedball Mike Bailey. So Speedball Mike Bailey, he's a smaller, but he has like a huge martial arts background. So he wrestles barefoot with kick pads, and trunks, and like he's really good. That match was insane. Those dudes went balls to the wall, and it's some people might find a flaw with like how many big moves were kicked out of, but man, those dudes were fucking
Yeah,
killing each other.
that's a gripe for me,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
but
know,
the move that won the match was a kill shot move. So it at least it's that like when they kicking out of big moves and then you win on like a roll up, that should be like, all right, bro, all right. But at least the winning move was the kill shot move. Osprey won the match. Um,
okay.
it was the first 5-star match TNA had since Styles versus Joe versus Daniels from all those years ago. So that's one thing. And Will Osprey is just this is a dude who it doesn't matter the size of the crowd he's wrestling in front of. This dude is giving everything to that crowd in the match. And I gotta give him a lot of respect for that. A lot of respect for that.
No
Um,
doubt.
there's like a highlight video on Twitter. I'll tag you in it so you can just check out like the high impact moves. But yeah, that's gonna be my slam of the week. That's slam
Okay.
of the week. Overall, Bound for Glory was just a really
I
good pay per
seldom
view.
hear bad things about a TNA pay per view
Yeah,
or like their product for the last couple years. People have always said that the tag teams is lit and they put
yeah.
together a nice balanced show. You know what we always say, we just
Sunny
can't
Kiss.
find it.
Yeah, Sunny Kiss made their debut during the pay per view. This match called the Quality Shot Gauntlet, where it's like a battle royal, and then the last two people you have to win by pinfall, but it's mixed gender, so it's men and women.
Is that how
So
that shorty had won the belt that time? The heavyweight belt?
yeah, yeah.
I think I remember that.
She's been blacklisted from wrestling now.
Yeah, yeah.
Tessa
Tessa.
Blanchard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this past match, Sunny Kiss made their debut. And the final two were Bubba Ray Dudley and Jordan Grace. So remember, I was thinking about Jordan Grace. She's the bodybuilder type chick, and
Yes, yes, yes. I remember
in
her.
Impact, yeah. So they were the final two, so they had to win, and Jordan won by pinfall.
Is is
She
is
beat,
is Bubba Ray wrestling regularly at TNA?
yeah, yeah.
He's somebody he can't put it down
Yeah,
easy.
he's full time active, yeah. But he's
Full
still
time.
yeah, his body hasn't betrayed him. Like he can still move, go like there's no lethargicness in him at
He's
all.
still
I think
Aki.
yeah, him losing all that weight I think really helped him in the long term, like extend his career.
Okay.
But yeah, and she hit him with the I don't know if you know Penta's move, the Made in Japan. It's like this weird, it's like this it's hard to explain, but it's like a power bomb mixed with a pile driver. It's weird. It's a weird move to do, but she did that move on Bubba Ray
I know you're
Dudley.
talking about he kind of holds your leg.
No, not that one. He has another one where he like it's like he pulls you up like he's gonna give you a suplex, but then he flips your body and he's like slamming you and leg dropping you at the same time. It's
Oh
crazy.
my, no, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But she hit Bubba Ray with that move to win, just to show you just how big and strong this woman is.
She kind of
Um,
has to do that, I guess, if you're gonna
yeah,
beat Bubba Ray, right? Okay,
yeah, yeah. But I just
that's
like
cool.
how TNA is still when every other promotion, mainstream promotion, well, the only other two are like shying away from like mixed wrestling. TNA is leaning all the way in with that. Like they had a woman as their world heavyweight champion. That should go to show you how it
Oh
is.
yeah,
But the most surprising thing was Vladimir Kozlov. Yes,
he came there. I
yeah,
know he do movies and stuff now. I know he leaned up nice.
he's a big heavy. He's not like an active wrestler. He was like a the big bodyguard for Fandango, the wrestler formerly known as Fandango.
Oh, Fandango was there too.
Yeah, he's
So
been
they
in
were
Impact
broad.
I think for like the last year now.
Oh,
Him, Santino Morella.
I know Santino was doing stuff there. He's he
Yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
there.
He had he's a authority role, but he had a couple of matches because he's still in amazing shape.
Okay, I know
Um,
Santino was there. I didn't know he was still there. Okay,
yeah, and it's funny because his daughter is in NXT.
so I've heard. I don't. What's
Yeah,
his daughter's name?
I cannot remember. I
Okay,
cannot remember. But yeah, his daughter's
but I
in
did know that.
NXT. Yeah, and then you I don't know if you know who PCO is.
I heard the name before.
Yeah, so he's one of the I don't know if he's one of the I think he's one of the Rougeau brothers from back in the day in WWE, like
Oh,
that
that
French
dude.
tag team.
I know PCO. He used to be with.
Yeah,
He used to be with. They used to call him Jean Pierre Lafitte.
yeah, yeah,
He was with
yeah.
the Quebec. He was with my man, the
The
Quebecers.
Quebecers, that's what it was.
He was the second guy. But
Yeah,
then when my man left, because that other guy is a Rougeau. So when he
yeah,
left, that dude went solo and he had the eye patch.
yeah,
Something's up with
yeah,
his eye. And
yeah.
yeah, I know that dude. Sorry. Yeah, but now he paints
So
his
yeah,
face and stuff.
yeah. His gimmick is literally he's wrestling Frankenstein. Like
Okay.
literally. So he's like, they used to use jumper cables to fucking wake him up and shit, like ridiculous shit. But he's in his, I think he's almost 60,
Yeah.
and the dude has shifted his wrestling style to pure hardcore. This dude, he was in a Monsters Ball match. He won it. This dude is doing sentons off the top rope onto the ring apron. Crazy. He got power bombed onto cinder blocks. Crazy shit. Crazy shit.
Okay,
But
TNA.
that's what you're gonna get in TNA. So shout out to them. Yeah, my slam of the
And
week being
what you get
Osprey
that on? You get that on Fight TV?
Speedball. You can the
I'm gonna.
pay-per-view.
That sound like it's worth money.
I'm gonna send you the link to a website where I watched the pay-per-views after the fact that they aired.
Yeah, man. Let me know because
So yeah,
that
I'm gonna
sound
send
like
you
it's
the link.
worth my time right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Nah, Impact, soon to be TNA again. They got a good thing going. They got a good thing
Okay.
going. Um,
Okay.
let me before we talk about Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you about the CM Punk thing I saw on Twitter. Someone was saying, "What if the guy behind the devil mask is CM Punk?" And this whole firing and everything was just a long con to like lull the fans to sleep, and like he's gonna debut at Full Gear as the devil. He'll cost Jay White the belt because he wants to beat MJF and be the real world's champion as he was always claiming himself. I don't think that's gonna happen. But what would your reaction be if
I'd
that
be look,
was
look, I'd be giddy. I
yeah,
like
yeah,
CM Punk. I want him somewhere on my screen.
yeah,
He's at say what you want. People are interested when he's on the screen. I want
yeah,
to see it
yeah?
wherever it happens.
But
And
specifically as the devil, do you think it works? I think it
yeah,
does,
yeah,
storyline wise,
especially with their
100%.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Like
sure.
as
It's
soon as
like,
I
all
saw
right,
that, I was like, I wouldn't be mad if that's the way this went.
you
I
play my
wouldn't be
game, I'm
mad.
gonna play your game. I
Yeah. And you know
that's
what?
it.
We even better. have fucking Jungle Man be his little henchman, like they were in on that, like they staged the whole backstage brawl and everything, and just
Imagine,
lean
yo.
all the way into it.
Cry me a river. We haven't seen him back yet, right?
Nah, not yet. He still ain't back. He still
I
ain't
don't
back. So
know.
we'll.
No.
I don't know. That was a little
When
timid.
is
I was
full
like,
gear?
it is. Is it if it's not next Saturday, it's the Saturday after. I'm gonna double check for you real quick. 'Cause, I know it's not this weekend because this Saturday they're gonna do MJF versus Kenny Omega for the belt on
That's gonna
Collision.
end in a schmaz.
Yeah, it's either gonna end in a schmoz or the one of AEW's favorite bailouts is doing the time limit draw, so
Yeah,
you don't have
because
a definitive winner.
that's a pay per view ass match, boy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a pay per view match.
What is Full Gear? Full Gear.
Oh, it's November 18th.
Yeah, 18. Okay, so they got a little while then. Okay, good. Okay,
We
give
got
me some
about 3
building up.
weeks.
Yeah.
Give or take.
So yeah, they could do some because like in the way Dynamite opened, MJF opened up with a backstage interview with Renee.
Hmm.
And then at the end of that backstage interview, the camera like did a little jump cut to like a dude in a devil mask, like looking ominously doing one of these,
Hmm.
and then it cut out again, and then went to the Dynamite opening. Now, I will say there's I don't know if you know who Sammy Callahan is. He had a cup of coffee in NXT a while ago as like I don't know remember there was like this wrestler with a hacker gimmick in like the
I
black
missed
and
that.
gold days. Okay, but he is a wrestler. He came up in the indies with John Moxley, like they were a tag team. He's known for more a hardcore like deathmatch style wrestling.
Hmm.
Um his contract with TNA, he's a multiple time TNA world champion, like one of their top guys, but his contract is up and he's been seen backstage at AEW shows recently. And I'm just hoping like with the way like his whole the crux of his gimmick as he's going from promotions to promotions, he does this thing where like either he'll snap his fingers and the lights go out, or he'll snap his fingers and the camera cuts out, or some shit like that. So I'm hoping. I don't want it to be him because I feel like it would be a waste to have the devil be him.
You know, and they have a history of typing something and then be like,
Yeah,
it's
and be
just the
like,
big
damn, I
show.
didn't think it was gonna be that. Yeah. So
Hey, we're gonna have a big surprise. And unfortunately, Christian didn't come into the company with this character. So there wasn't the same impact. When Christian showed up, it was like, oh, it's Christian.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
because they
Now he's done a
because they
lot
do
with it
this
since then.
whole yeah because they do this
But
whole it's historic, it's the most impactful, and it's like just tone it down a bit.
they
I'd rather you
usually
undersell and over deliver than oversell and under deliver.
that's what they I mean they tend to they've done it. At least well, I would say just outside the ring they've done it, but they did do it with that exploding ring match.
Oh
They
man,
did they did do it with that. That's
the
comedy.
Japanese
That's
death
almost
match.
as funny as the Shockmaster.
Listen,
Like it's that level of funny to me.
yeah, it's
Eddie Kingston's like, no, we gotta save you.
and it was nothing. Not
Fucking
nothing, but it was
got the
just
Gilbert
basically
Sparks,
nothing.
man. How you get the
And
Gilbert Sparks?
everyone's there just like, um, okay. And then they have to sell it like it's death. And Moxley being the
I could
one
tell
to be
Moxley
like,
talking to him too, like, what the fuck is
yeah,
going
like,
on,
bro,
man? Yeah.
let's just get the fuck up. They handled it well though. I will say
Yeah.
they handled it well. They handled it well. But yeah, man, CM Punk as the devil would not be mad at it. Would not be mad at it. It would be the greatest work in the history of this business, brother. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
I'd say so. I would have been worked. I ain't gonna front like I see
Yeah.
that coming. That'll be
Um.
something.
So the next thing, Crown Jewel, is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's either this weekend or next weekend.
Let's see. That'll be
Because I know
next
Roman
weekend.
and LA Knight are having their face off tonight on SmackDown.
Let's see.
Oh, and
No,
before
it's
that,
on
what
November
was
4th.
November 4th? Okay, so that's what, next weekend?
Um, yeah. So what we looking at right now confirmed. One, two, three. There's five matches confirmed. I'm sure we get a couple more confirmed.
Yeah.
Got Cody versus Damian Priest. Uh, eventually, well, John Cena's gonna fight solo, so you gotta add that to it. That'll be fun. That'll be like
Oh,
Umaga
yeah,
and John
okay.
Cena again. Uh,
Umanga.
you manga. Um, I think
It says, oh, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Damian Priest beats Cody. With shenanigans. You know, but they've done a good job building the card. I'm into most stuff I see.
Oh,
Even the women's match I'm into.
they got a little, I was going to call it Fatal Five Way. So Zoe Stark is making her debut at Crown Jewel. That's big. That's big.
That Crown
I thought she's
Jewel.
going to be just like, yeah, I thought she's going to be, she's in that 5-woman match. I thought she's going to be strictly NXT.
Oh no, Zoe Stark is on the main
Man.
roster because of
Oh, she's on
Trish.
the main roster? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
she
yeah,
on the
yeah,
main
yeah, yeah.
roster, man.
I don't know
And
why.
she had a
Because I
match
had the
against
last.
Shayna Baszler at the last pay per view. I think they had a quick
Okay,
little something, and then they
how did I
pieced it
miss?
up after the match.
I think I missed the beginning of Fastlane. That's why I missed the beginning of
Yeah,
Fastlane.
yeah. So they had a match, and they pieced it up after the match. They supposed to be cool.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay. Listen,
it'll be cool.
in a world where wrestling, where there's companies, AEW had their chance to sign Zoe Stark a long, long time ago. So if she ends up being one of those ones for WWE, that can be
She's
because she
talented.
was
Look,
there.
bro, with the finisher like hers,
Mhm.
please,
Like, cause she was a
please.
mainstay, like during the pandemic era, she was a mainstay on like Dark and like had a few matches on Dynamite and stuff. So a lot of people thought she was gonna be like the next like AEW champ, but nah, WWE got her, and I got to shout out WWE for doing that because that's they recognizing talents. That's another thing. That's lets you know it's not the Vince era. They're
They know who
recognizing
fit their system,
talents.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no more just bikini models for the sake of bikini models.
And they got wrestlers that look good in bikinis right now, like that. You know, so it's a win-win.
Oh, listen. Yeah, they hold the whole NXT roster, bro.
Different.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
But
5-way that 5-way should be cool. I think also
yeah.
just the
Oh, and
significance
then
again of them being in
ooh,
Saudi Arabia and
yeah,
having a bunch of women on man. I mean, every show they do there, they turn the volume up a little bit on what the women are able to do. So now to have five
yeah,
women in the match, I mean, I know that's definitely what they were going for with that. So
yeah. Uh-huh.
I think Rhea Ripley
So,
wins it though,
yeah, for sure. And
but
then they got
it'll be good for them.
but I think Rhea Ripley wins it, but I hope they build her next singles feud out of this. Because
Yeah,
I don't think she's had a singles feud she can really sink her teeth into for a while.
doesn't make her not
Like her
deserving of
every
her title neither. I think it's just a circle. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know how you book her. It's tough because they also are using her as such a catalyst in the Judgment Day.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It's like you can't take it too much away from that either. I think that's what's
But
hurting the run.
listen, like to use AEW as an example, I feel like one thing I'm really liking is how they had these multiple threads coming from MJF being the champion. There's the issue with Adam Cole and Roddy. There's the issue with the Bullet Club. There's Samoa Joe coming after him. There's Warlow after him. And it's because he was an asshole for so long, he has very little friends. And everyone wants to beat him for the title. So I think it's possible to have multiple things going on. It just has to be something that Reed could like
Yeah, I
really
agree.
get into story wise.
I agree. I gotta give
Because
AW credit on that.
yeah.
I'll give AW
They're
credit
doing
on that.
Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
This is Logan Paul, man. Ugh, I can't
I look
stand.
forward
I'm
to
not.
that.
I will say I normally don't watch the Crown Jewels because of
Now
that
they've been
Saudi
better,
blood
yo.
money.
Once they started,
Politically.
oh, I respect that.
Yeah, politically,
I
yeah,
respect that. Um, but I just felt like, early on they were doing like a lot of stuff with like nostalgia acts, and the
yeah.
matches had no bearing on what we were watching regularly, so that I didn't feel a need to watch.
I
And I don't
feel
really
like
remember.
initially it
Mhm.
was just like a showcase
Yeah,
instead of just like a show to build on. So it was just like let's just get all big old stars out that fans know for years and can recognize at the drop of a hat and put on the show. That's why we get Goldberg versus Undertaker.
that shit
But
is gonna
now,
remain in infamy. But now, like the last one they did, B- Bailey and Bianca had this like falls count anywhere match. I think
mhm,
fire. Like the women are violating. Like they found a golf cart and they was doing moves on top of the golf cart on the stage. Like that's madness. And then the same show, Bobby Lashley was fighting Goldberg, and
mhm.
I think Goldberg speared Bobby Lashley off the stage.
Did he?
Like, bro,
Shit. Oh, they going hard now. Good.
this
All
is
right.
great. But the matches all meant something. This was during Bobby's run as a champion.
Yeah.
I still think Bobby won that match or something. Or no, maybe he didn't. Maybe Bobby lost his belt by then. They had a grudge match.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's just a show that's part of the calendar that they will still have the type of bearing on story that would have otherwise. So, but I understand not watching for political reasons. That people them hands is dirty, man. I get it.
Alle- Allegedly, they're trying to get Cristiano Ronaldo to appear at Crown Jewel.
I heard about something like that before.
I don't know how that works. I mean, that's just the sake of having a big celebrity for the
Yeah,
sake of
like he has
having a
no
big
connection
celebrity.
to the. He might not be interested, but
Yeah,
who
but
am I? And
mm,
okay, and they got Seth. Well, we already Roman Reigns LA Knight. We know what's happening there. There's really
yeah,
no intrigue. I
yeah,
don't know what they're gonna do with this bloodline story. We might just be coasting until WrestleMania with that because he's not losing it before then. So,
yeah. No, no.
um, and something tells me Seth Rollins is gonna beat Drew McIntyre, but I wonder when the time will come where Seth says, I want to have a break," if that's a concern of his at all.
Hmm. No, you've been going hard, and his body ain't as. He's had some significant injuries in the past, so it's good to see him going as long as he's had in his current run. But
Oh, definitely.
it's weird because you always think, all right, it's dudes for this time to take a little vacation, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't. Like, look at Moxley. For like the last year, we thought he was going
He's
to go on
been
vacation, and he's
he's
not.
been
Now I'm
cheated
coming
out of
right back.
vacations.
I'm coming right back. But yo, I wanted to talk about something real funny, real quick.
Yeah,
So on Dynamite, there was a segment where Swerve goes to Hangman's house and breaks
I
in.
heard about the home invasion joint. Okay.
Son, the and it just reminded me of like the home invasion angle in wrestling is always hilarious because it's never realistic. It's so unrealistic. Like Swerve is in there, and there's a moment where he's in like the baby's room talking to the baby, like your father's gonna like you're gonna have to pay for the tins of your father, like stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, where's his mom? How is the
The
baby home
baby's in there?
alone? They don't cut to the. He's at the crib, but you can't see, and like they shot it at a point where you can't really see inside the crib. He's just talking to the crib, so you're
Mm-hmm.
assuming the baby's in there sleeping. And he's like tucks the baby in with one of his t-shirts and shit. But it's like, bro, who's supposed to believe you got two black men breaking into a white man's house in Virginia?
Wow. In
No
Virginia of
one
all
else is
places.
home. No one else
A
is
guy a
home.
guy named Hangman.
Yeah, no one else is home, but the baby's there asleep by itself. Where's the mother? Where's Hangman's wife? Did she not hear people
Where's
breaking
the
into her
alarm?
house? Where's it? Yo, they didn't even break in. They opened the door and walked right in. I mean, it was a great promo from Swerve. Don't get me wrong, but just like
I heard it was pretty good.
the way you got to stretch your imagination for these home invasion angles, like Triple H coming after Randy Orton with the sledgehammer in his home. Like, bro, your neighbors are not calling the
Everything.
police.
He broke through the he came through the door. He stood there like a movie. That shit
Like,
was
bro,
funny.
what are we
And then he
doing?
threw Randy Orton through the window.
Yeah, how do your neighbors not calling the police?
And there was just a cameraman outside ready for that shot.
Just chilling. Um, Edge going to John Cena's house and slapping his dad. Why would
Oh
John
my
Cena's
god,
dad let Edge in the house? Why?
that's
they're
hilarious, yo.
they're currently feuding on television. Well, and I'm trying to remember any other home invasion angles. Like there was the Pillman's got a gun one where I think it was supposed to be Austin trying to break into Pillman's house, but Pillman was in there. That makes sense a little because Pillman
Someone
was
got a
home.
gun.
He had
And
a
the one where
gun,
he was wrestling the
and
pencil.
yeah, yeah.
I think
And I
I
think
think he
Pillman
was
had the camera crew at the house purposely that night because he had an interview from he was shooting from home. So that makes sense. But son, the baby's home. Yo, you in there talking to a baby, and the mother's
there's
not
another
looking
one I'm
at the
trying to think
baby.
of. I can't. It's not coming to my mind. It's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
it
gonna have
was
to
the
think
progression
about it.
era.
I gotta think about it.
There was back in the
That
Attitude
shit
Era. They had a joint with like I feel like no. I feel like it's an Undertaker one somehow.
like when Undertaker was feuding with like Vince. Did
Like
he show up at the house for Stephanie? I don't think he did.
nah, that was in the limo. Where to?
Yeah,
No,
where to Stephanie
I
to
think
get
they
the
did
teddy
go to
bear,
his
right?
house
Because he
during
had to
the
get the teddy bear out.
so
Yeah, because he had to
they
get the
put
teddy
the
bear out of her house, and they put the burning symbol on his front lawn. Yeah, for the
yes they
Undertaker
did do
symbol.
that. They
Yeah,
did do that.
yo, where to Stephanie is one of those wrestling quotes that stick in your head forever,
It
forever.
was
Just
me
because the
all along,
delivery and
Austin.
everything. Yep. Um, oh, there's another one me and my friends always do. Um, there's we do so there's this there was a moment when Jake the Snake was in TNA early on, and I forgot who was knocked out on the ground, but Jake the Snake is just hovering over this man's body, just like, and it looked weird. Just like, I just went to see if he was still breathing. It was the
Oh
way
my
he
god,
delivered it though, and just like that gravelly Jake the Snake voice. It was just like, yo, what kind of
he's a
rapey ass creepy
he's
delivery
a different
was that?
character. He's a different
Oh
character
man,
than Jake the Snake.
there was one specifically that was on my mind early, and I can't remember. But yeah, man, that's how you know wrestling impacts our lives like that when we say things in the dialect of these wrestlers as they cut their promos to just everyday language.
That's funny as hell.
What else? Let me see. That's I don't have nothing to add really. Trying to see if there's. I talked about Bound for Glory. Sunny Kiss making their debut. Um, Collision should be good. I'm interested to see how this Kenny versus MJF thing because they're doing it basically. It's
The street.
yeah, this Saturday if MJF retains, he officially eclipsed Kenny Omega's record as the longest reigning AEW champion. And so I think it's going to be a draw. I don't think it'll be it's very rare AEW uses DQ finishes. They only use them to advance the storyline. So this could be another issue where they do a DQ. I think they've only had like 4 DQs in the
Or
4 year
they'll maybe
history of the
springboard this
company.
into another feud for Kenny Omega. Maybe someone interferes and costs him the
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, maybe the Don Callis family's back lurking in
Because
his
at this
life.
point, MJF is not above taking a win that way. He still wants to be understood like, yo, by any
Yeah.
means, like I fuck with y'all
Yeah.
by any means,
As
you
long as I
know.
still got the
So,
belt.
so I
Um,
think that could. I'm 70% on that way. I think that's what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Um,
And
hopefully, I can
another
catch it.
interesting thing, not MJ, Jericho had an interview and he was like, I got a lot of friends, some of them bigger than Will Hobbs, alluding that he's going to be bringing someone to help him take care of Will Hobbs or whatever. I do not know who that could be. people are saying Big Show for a Jericho reunion, and I'm like, no, no,
You know what's
no.
interesting, man? Mark Henry hasn't had a match in AEW yet. I thought he was gonna have one by now.
Listen, and Hobbs was using the world's strongest slam in his dismantling of Chris Jericho.
So I wonder if there's anything there, but we'll see. I've thought about that for a while now because even Big Show has a match once in the blue over there, So
Yeah, I think he like wrestled for QT Marshall a couple times or something like that. But
he'll give you a little something here and there. But
yeah.
he's finished. I hope he understands that. I love Big Show, but he's
Oh
finished.
yeah, he's done. He's done.
I
He's
don't care how
done.
much times he kind of try to show them six packs never last, man. He's done.
Yeah.
That should be gone. If it look good on Tuesday, he take a picture. By Sunday, it's gone. I don't be seeing it. He only got the six packs in the gym. I never see it in the ring.
Yeah, post workout, like you get that fresh on, boom, right? Yeah, and he's probably flexing them too for the picture.
Oh my god.
But nah, them knees ain't looking. They're not looking in ring ready. They definitely not
Yeah.
looking in ring ready.
Shout out to him though. Thank you for your
Yeah,
contributions.
yeah.
1000%.
That's what it was when there's an episode of ECW, WWE, so after WWE took over, and it's Sabu, and he's feuding with the Big Show, and the only thing he says in the pro is, "I want the Big Show," and that was the other thing me and my boy used to take from wrestling say over and over. It's just his ridiculous delivery, like trying to put on a fake accent. It's like, bro, you from Detroit. We know you from Detroit. We've all heard you speak before. But WWE ECW was a time, man. It was a
I liked
time.
it in the beginning. I liked it in the beginning.
Yo, they had
Hardcore Holly versus Rob Van Dam
and with the
with the table.
and he gets that huge gash on his back.
Mm.
Hardcore Holly. Whew.
The early ones were
Although
good when they
they
still had a mix
also
of the
did
old
have
ECW
Sandman
people.
versus the Zombie. They had Sandman versus the Zombie though. That shit was like, all right, bro.
They got out of
And
control.
you get the infamous, I think it was the infamous Big Show. Was it Big Show versus Batista?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. Yeah, and
Yep.
big and they
In the
the fans
Manhattan
are
Center.
yeah, the fans are shitting on this match. And Big Show is just like, I'm still getting paid. I'm still getting paid. Like there were some moments, man. Bobby Lashley jumping through the cage.
Yeah, that was cool. That was the first time I saw a spot like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Well,
was
I
fun.
think I think that was when it was like Trump was like backing Bobby Lashley. Like there was a triple threat match coming. I think it was one of those Night of Champions events, and it was like Bobby Lashley versus I forgot who was on Raw and who was on SmackDown, and just fucking Trump. Do we love Bobby Lashley? Who doesn't love Bobby Lashley? Oh my God, this Bobby Lashley, he is Bobby. I love Bobby. Fuck Donald Trump, by the way. Yeah, but yeah, that's what we got, man. That's what we got.
That was fun, man.
You know,
Well, we'll see how these
we,
predictions turn out, man. But
yeah,
again,
yeah,
the
and
world of
what other
wrestling is
matches get added?
pretty fun right now. I might be going to Grits and Biscuits tomorrow, so we'll see if I catch Collision or not. But
Okay.
I'll keep my
Well,
ears to
tomorrow's
the
supposed to be,
streets.
yeah, tomorrow's gonna be nice. Yeah, I think I'm hitting the streets smart too.
You know what I mean? So
Streets, DVR collision.
that'd be the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, man, it's fun, man. Fun time to be a wrestling fan. We don't need tribalism. Enjoy it all.
Yes, yes. Until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. It's the best of both worlds of wrestling, and we bid you adieu.
Later on.